Hi, Deb here. And this Sunday is the Daytona 500, which is a very exciting day in Deb world because it's the beginning of the NASCAR season. NASCAR starts their season with their premier race. I don't know any other sport that does that. With their premier event, the Daytona 500 is the Super Bowl of NASCAR. And I thought, well, this is the perfect time to show you my Dale Earnhardt doll. And this is the man. It's a nice representation of him in his fire suit with his sponsor, Goodwrench. This and NASCAR drivers on their fire suit have all their sponsors. It's very sponsor oriented because they pay the bills, right? This is a Toy Biz doll, but I've seen it listed as Hasbro. I've seen it listed as Kenner, but I'm sure it's Toy Biz. I have the box, but I don't have it with me. I bought it as a set of Dale Earnhardt and Dale Earnhardt Jr. So when I do Junior's video, I will have the box and tell you for sure. But the reason I think it's Toy Biz is if you've watched any of my other NASCAR videos, you'll know the difference in Toy Biz and Road Champs. Road Champs are far more articulated. You can bend them and pose them, and they're really cool. But they don't come with as many cool things as Toy Biz. One thing being a helmet. It's an open face helmet, which was Dale Earnhardt's trademark. He was called the Intimidator because other drivers, I've heard him say, if they saw him behind them, they just got out of the way. Because he was the Intimidator, and with an open face helmet, you could see him behind you. So he was a very clever guy. He used to get in the other drivers' heads. He was a very successful driver. And they also come with trophies. And they come with bubblegum cards and soft hats that the drivers will wear when they're being interviewed and stuff. So they come with a lot of stuff, Toy Biz. But Road Champs are very articulated. So anyway, this was made in 1998. Is that all I wanted to tell you about the actual doll? There's the racing shoes. I don't think they have socks. Nope. And they come in their driver's suit. Dale Earnhardt is the reason I didn't watch NASCAR and the reason I did. Let me explain. I caught a glimpse of Jeff Gordon, and I know Dale Earnhardt fans are probably turning it off right now because they were rivals. But I caught a glimpse of Jeff Gordon, and that's one darn handsome man. He still is. And I thought, maybe I'll check this sport out. Plus, my dad and my brother loved NASCAR. So the first race I watched was the Daytona 500 in 2001, where Dale Earnhardt died. And I thought, well, I don't want that sport. So I stayed away from it. Because I'd seen, there was Tony Stewart, another doll I have, was in an accident in the same race, and he just walked away. So it was confusing to me. So anyway, I didn't watch NASCAR, and then my dad and my brother were going to see Dale Earnhardt. One of his cars was on display at an insurance company, so I went with them, and I thought, this is one cool car. And then they started it, and I had never heard a sound like that, and I was hooked. So I went back to watching NASCAR with, don't listen, Dale, Jeff Gordon being my driver. Of course, Ryan Blaney is now champion. Ryan Blaney is now. But Dale was NASCAR. I mean, he was amazing. Okay, he was born April 29th, 1951 in Kannapolis, North Carolina. His father, Ralph, was a race car driver. So many race car drivers, it's just a legacy in their family drivers. 1975 was his first cup race. 1979, he went full-time and had 17 top 10s in his rookie year. That's stunning. Stunning. Okay, the Daytona 500 was the bane of his existence. He won 34 events at the Daytona track, but never the Daytona 500. He failed 18 times trying to win, but in 1998 he won. And the most amazing thing happened. I've seen it on YouTube, I think. Um, all the crew of all the teams lined up to congratulate because they knew how important this man was, still is, to the sport of NASCAR, and they admired him. And they each congratulated him as he went down. Oh, that was amazing. Gives me chills even now. Respect. Let's see. He had total 76 wins, which is phenomenal. He is a 7-time NASCAR champion. 7 times. Jimmy Johnson, I've also done a video on Jimmy, and Richard Petty are the only other two who've had 7 championships. They never did a Richard Petty doll, the king of NASCAR. Please explain that. I don't get it. Oh, I'd buy it in a minute. They called him the Intimidator. Did I mention that? Because, well, what I told you, people would get out of his way because he was a skillful driver, but he would take you out if he had to win. So he was the Intimidator. He's in the International Motorsports Hall of Fame, the NASCAR Hall of Fame. When he won that Daytona 500 in 1998, a little girl with spina bifida had given him a lucky penny and told him he was going to win. So he glued it to his dashboard. So that was special too. From what I understand, he's done a lot of good stuff, but it's not documented that much. He was he was a man of faith, and he was just low-key with his good works. So, but boy, he sure made NASCAR something special. And that's from a Jeff Gordon fan. Their rivalry was very interesting because they went into partnership with business. And the rivalry just, because if you were a Gordon fan, you wanted to show it. And so you bought your t-shirts and hats, and the same with Earnhardt. Brilliant guys. Their partnership was brilliant. But I know they both respected each other extremely much. So, let's see. And he died on February 18th, 2001. His car hit the wall, and the way it hit killed him instantly. It was his neck and his head. And since then, they've developed something called the Hans device, head and neck support, to keep drivers safe. That's one thing NASCAR does. They're all about safety. They want to keep those people alive. So I so admire what they'll do to protect their drivers. Quotes. I quoted this so many times I didn't know it was Earnhardt's quote. Second place is just the first place loser. The man wanted to win, and he did it 76 times. But my favorite quote is, you can't let one bad moment spoil a bunch of good ones. That's something I need to learn. And that's something he put into practice. Dale Earnhardt was an important man. He was important to NASCAR. And the Daytona 500 is part of his legacy. And I wanted you to know about him. I wanted you to know about these dolls. I wish they had made more. But I do have Junior, and I will be sharing him. And Junior is a man to be respected and deserves his own video. So I hope you like this. Let's see, make sure I got everything, because I hate when I get off here and I haven't told you everything. But I think I did. So I hope you stuck with me. NASCAR is on YouTube. You can watch a race. You might not want to watch the one where he died. At least not at first, because at least for me, it's just too hard. Too hard. And I didn't even consider myself a Dale Earnhardt fan. But the more I learn about him, the more I respect him. So that's what it's all about, isn't it? So there's combining two of my passions, NASCAR and dolls. Or figures. like I said in others, they're more like G.I. Joes than they are dolls. But at any rate, I hope you like this. I hope you comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram. And until next time, go Blaney. Toodles!